Hey everybody, this video is going to be geared towards beginners because I've actually had a lot of emails and messages asking how to do something like fade in and fade out of your clips. So, a lot of you probably already know how to do that, but there's plenty of beginners that don't, and we get a lot of questions on fading in. So, I'm going to just cover that real quick in this video. It's very simple to do. So here we have our clips. Here's one clip of the palm trees, and then it leads into another clip, and it just kind of pops into that next clip with no fading. So I'm going to show you how to fade in, and we'll show you how to fade in at the beginning, how to do a cross dissolve to fade from one clip to the next, and then we'll fade in at the end too. It's really easy. So there's a couple ways you can do this. If you left click at the very beginning, you'll get that little yellow bar, and all you have to do is right click and then add cross dissolve. It shows up right here, add cross dissolve. And that is, the most common transition that kind of fades in and fades out. So we're going to add cross dissolve to fade in. Now, if there's no room, you're going to get this warning that there's not enough clip media to create the transition. Do we want to overlap it? And yes, we do. So if you don't have enough clip media, you can actually overlap the fade in and fade out transition into your clip. So I'm going to do create full overlap like that. So now we have a fade in. So when I start playing, watch up here, it fades in. Now you couldn't tell that much because that was a really slow fade. So here's what we're going to do. Let me make this a little bit larger here so you can see it. I am going to right click our fade in transitions right here. I'm going to right click on that. And you see where it says change duration right here? I'm going to click on that because our fade is currently set to 1 second. Now I'm going to set it to 5 seconds. I wouldn't normally do a fade for 5 seconds. I usually like them around 3 seconds, 2 to 3. But just so you can see the difference, I'm going to do 5 seconds and hit enter. So now I want you to watch the video up here. When I hit play now, and it fades in. So it was a slower fade. Watch this again. Kind of fades in slowly. And if we change that duration back to 1 second, again, I'll show you the difference. It isn't much of a fade at all, as you can tell. So we're going to do 5 seconds and take another look. And that is a nice fade in. So that fades into our clip. And then if we go towards the end of the clip, since we put it at the very beginning, it automatically did a fade out and in between these two clips right here. I'm going to take that out though in case you don't have that. So if you do this and it doesn't automatically create one, and you have two clips next to each other and you want to fade them, which is a good idea because watch, when we click play, there's no fade. It just kind of jumps to the next one. It doesn't look that great. So all you can do is, if you want to left click first and then right click, and you can do it the same method by adding cross dissolve. I'm going to show you the other way to do it. You can clip, and you can click anywhere. You can click on the end of this clip or the beginning of this clip, and it doesn't really matter. So the other way to do it is to click in this area until you have that yellow bar, then come over here and click on this little envelope which shows and hides the transitions, and you'll see there's lots of different transitions. You can do other things besides just cross dissolve, but I'm going to choose dissolves and cross dissolve, and I'm just going to drag it over by holding my left mouse button down, and I'm going to drag it right here. You see how it makes room for it? And now we've popped it in there, and now we'll have a fade from one clip to the next. That was actually a nice fade. Now, if I wanted to change the duration, I can click on that transition just like I did the other one and right click and just change duration. And I could increase that or decrease that if I wanted to, but I actually think that looks pretty good. It was a nice fade, nice transition. Then at the end of your clip, if you want to do a fade in, it's the same process. Just click at the very end. You can just drag a cross dissolve over and drop it on there. And then at the end, it'll fade out. So really, that's all there is to it. That is creating a fade in and fade out transition in Final Cut Pro 10.